Okay, next up here on Startup Daily TV, a new marketplace is seeking crowdfunding to expand its online platform, which offers childcare and tutoring services. Juggle Street facilitates jobs between parents and local helpers without taking a percentage of the job value. To tell us more is founder David James, who is here in the studio with us. Hi David, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You sound like manna from heaven, you know, for everyone involved. Anyone who's a busy parent knows how this feels.
Yeah.
Childcare is already a nightmare, let alone all the other logistics. Just tell us a little bit about Juggle Street and how it works.
It's a real-time job platform. So parents post a job to a list of helpers that they've connected with. And in real time, gets delivered by an SMS. So I can send it to a list of 12 people, and not necessarily the first person that answers it will be given the job, but parents can look at the person who comes in and apply and give the job on the spot.
It sounds like a really sensible platform. At the moment, there doesn't seem to be anything else like that's available for parents in this way. No,
there isn't. I mean, it's and the trend of sort of both parents working before COVID and everything else, that was growing, and there's a lot more people in the gig economy in the local neighbourhood, but there was no obvious, so there's an obvious marketplace there, and there was nothing, physically putting it together. So the technology we've built, which is a desktop and a mobile app, facilitates that. But most importantly, before you can get to those sort of the volumes that we're at now, we have to build the trust, and as parents of children ourselves, that's the number one thing, and trust has become Juggle Street's currency. We've been going 6 years now, and when we started, it was free for everybody because we had to build the momentum. And for the first 2 years, we went school by school, primary schools, doing sausage sizzles. We had like teams of people going out every weekend to fundraise at various primary schools, building that awareness and the trust. And slowly but surely, I mean, it took us 2 years to get the first 10,000 users. But just 7 months to get the next 10,000, and now we're in Australia and New Zealand, and we've got at last count about 107,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So having built the trust now, from a business point of view, is overlaying different job types. So we started off with one-off babysitting, and then we did long daycare, nannies, au pairs, and then we're getting into the tutoring market as well, which obviously has had a massive fill-up because of the online learning requirements because of COVID.
Now, you don't charge, at least you don't charge on the job. So if you're not clipping the ticket there, how is this business generating its revenue?
We charge the parents to post a job. You can pay a one-off fee to post a job, so from $20 to $200, depending on which job type it is. And we charge, or you can have a subscription, and then a parent can post as many jobs as they want. So often parents will come in, test out the network, make sure it meets their trust requirements and the quality of the people on the network. And then next time they come back, they can say, well, you're going to spend $60 again, or maybe get an annual subscription for $120. And we charge helpers a small annual membership, just $2 a month to be on the platform. And we're quite unique in the Australian market anyway, that we don't clip the ticket, we don't take a percentage.
Now, last year you were looking to do a crowdfunding campaign that got put on hold.
Yeah.
You're attempting it again now. Why is now the right time, and how much are you looking to raise?
We're looking to raise $1.5 million, and we're on the virtual platform. And this time last year we'd completed our EOI, and we're on track to hit that number. And we had our launch of the offer document when it goes live to the public, and that was on Thursday the 12th. At Fishburners, and then Friday the 13th, it had to be a Friday the 13th,
yep.
the National Cabinet met in Parramatta Stadium, and the country got closed down. So we withdrew the offer. It was only open for about 7 hours or 11 hours, I think. And then we've been riding the roller coaster ever since. Obviously, our revenue curve is similar to a lot of the rest of Australia. It went straight down after that, hit rock bottom in April, started coming back up. Not massively, because obviously people were at home and strangers into your house could. And then the Melbourne Victorian lockdown, so the roller coaster went down again, and then it started coming up towards Christmas. And now if you look at the graph, in January we did virtually the same amount of revenue as we did in January 20. So the timing for us, we believe, is right. And in that closed down, in that off period, we did a lot of work internally. We launched online tutoring to complement face-to-face tutoring. And we believe the au pair market is going to take off as well, because a lot of parents, daycare, you mentioned it, is still going to be the same price at a daycare centre. But people with tight labour market, I mean, au pairs I think is going to be one of the, it's going to be one of the very few affordable options for a lot of families. So we believe the time's right.
Now, David, I do want to ask you, because as you mentioned earlier, it's all about the trust that you build. From a regulatory perspective, how are you sort of vetting the people who come onto the platform? Have they got working with children checks, or what's going on that front to sort of build that trust relationship?
It's mandatory to have a working with children check, yes, and we verify those with the various state governments, and the profile can't go live until that's been verified. If you're an overseas resident and you've got a passport with a right to work visa, we do a similar, what's called a Vivo check, and that again goes on. If you want to be an au pair, you've got to provide a couple of references. But that's pretty standard now, the working with children check, and you're doing it. And but as a parent, and we find that the parents use the platform based on the ratings and the reviews, and if someone's done, like one of my daughters, she's done 123 jobs, she's got 75 written reviews, and you can parents quickly work out
She's probably making more money than you at the moment.
She definitely is.
So look, you have 5 days to go on the expressions of interest, and then the campaign's going to roll out. Just tell us quickly a little bit about what will happen if you're successful. You've got the $1.5 million. What's the next steps?
Well, we're going to build up the tech team. We've got a very small team, and we're sort of close to break even, so we can scale up very quickly. We've built all the back-end infrastructure so we can scale up. We want to at the moment they're mobile apps, web apps. So we're going to launch iOS and Android, and we're really going to target the primary school tutoring. We've already got 7,000 tutors on the platform.
Wow!
And it's primary school parents that are reporting more. They feel their children are more disadvantaged than parents of high school children, which is not surprising. High schools are set up much better for the online than the primary school. So we believe there's a big demand there. We've got the supply on the platform, so we can get into that. We're going to get into online learning. We've built that user experience while we've been, and there's been some big money raised in that space, as we know, Cluey Learning, and some massive valuations. And we're going to go and look in entering different markets like the kids entertainment and activities. And that'll be on the supply side, so that'll be free for parents, which will add to the stickiness of the app, and we will charge a subscription.
Great. Look, David, it's great to hear all about the business, and we wish you all the best with the crowdfunding campaign, and look forward to following the progress.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.